thoughts on young men and boys being indoctrinated by the red pill community. So, I understand why it is a seductive ideology to adhere to believe in, to consume as well. The red pill and the black pill to me are getting closer and closer together. I'm seeing less and less in the red pill community of the agentic, sovereign individual, pick yourself up by your bootstraps world, and more of the I am immutable human and the world must be mutable around me. So women need to fix the hypergamy, but I'm not going to date older women. Hang on a second. You're saying that they have to get past their biological predisposition, but you're not going to get past yours? That doesn't seem very right. The young men and boys being indoctrinated into it does concern me, because a lot of the time when you are young, you learn by experimenting and just doing things. So you will find out what it's like to drive for an hour and a half to meet a chick and she doesn't turn up. Like, that's a lesson that is kind of important for you to learn in person, not just read it on a Reddit post, right? Or hear a story about it on a podcast. It's important for you to feel like. It's also important for you to feel like what it's like to get into a relationship with a girl and you fall out of love with her. And then you have to work out, okay, so how do I break up with someone? As opposed to reading it on the internet. Like, it is important for you to learn these things in the real world. If you look at most of the conclusions that people on red pill groups are talking about, it is a handful of people who've had genuine experience ventriloquizing groups of people who do not have experience and who have vicariously lived dating lives through their online creators. That is not the world that you're supposed to be in my experience, and I have met a lot of women throughout my time, right? I've met over 500,000 girls just stood on the front door of nightclubs. They are, for almost the entire part, warm, caring, lovely. Some of them are immature, some of them are mature, some of them you would want to date, some of them you definitely wouldn't want to date, but they're normal humans. And then you read this stuff online that makes them sound like an army of robots ready to try and take down any man that goes near them. And the same thing for women to men. Like, the women's view of men is, I would say, maybe, in fact, it is worse. Men are viewed as worse agents by women than women are viewed by men. But even in the red pill world, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. I'm concerned by it. And this is why I mentioned it earlier on. I think that there needs to be a third wave manosphere movement. First wave being pickup artistry, second wave being red pill, and third wave being whatever comes next. That where we can have a non-adversarial, a collaborative worldview of what men and women are. Like, we've worked together literally in partnership for hundreds of thousands of years, and now we're on different teams. Now we're tribally on different teams. That's not the way that it should be, as far as I can see.
There you go, guys. I think a lot of what he said I agree with, and I think I find it very interesting. He's even said things that Dr. Jordan Peterson has said before about the whole, like, men and women worked together perfectly in harmony for centuries. And yes, there was oppression here and oppression there, but for the most part, the little guy, when it comes to men and women, they work together to survive really hardships. And men might say that, well, that's because women had their place and they were wives and they were mothers and they supported the guy or whatever. And yeah, things have changed and it's never going to go back. If you're waiting for it to go back, you're going to be waiting forever to the day you die. It's never going to go back. Like, life just evolves and continues. But just because things have changed and evolved doesn't mean we can't come back together and work together well. Both men and women have to come together and they have to figure that out together. I agree with a lot of what he said. I've always said that I find that the toxic side of the red pill community is just another coin of feminism. It's literally the same thing. They say the same rhetoric. They have the same sort of emotions. It's the same my lived experience, all that stuff. It's the same thing. Feminism, or modern day third wave feminism, men hating feminism, tends to take the worst examples of men and make it seem like that is all men. All men are oppressive, all men are dangerous, all men are evil, right? And then they prey on other women who've had bad lived experiences with men and say, see, you've had the same experiences, this must be all men. The red pill community does the same thing. They take the worst worst types of women, and they hyper focus on them. They hyper focus on them. They will pull up, the Instagram thoughts on OnlyFans girls and make it seem like that's all women. Like, what is a very, very tiny percent of women. Most women who have social media platforms post pictures of their dog and their cappuccino. You know what I mean? They make it seem like all women on social media are having like 300 DMs from the top men. I mean, if the woman is fat and unattractive, and that's not true. You know what I mean? They say that the reason why women are delusional is because they're getting this pseudo attention from high value men on Instagram or OnlyFans or TikTok, just so they can, the men just want to get laid. That's not true. A lot of this inflated delusion that a lot of women have come from other women telling other women you're beautiful and you're worthy and all these things. Yes, queen, you go, girl, even if you're 600 pounds and overweight. A lot of it doesn't actually come from men. It's like they take these ideas and these assumptions, what's going on with women, and then they spread it around to other guys, and it's really not true. I know more women than you will ever know, and yes, there is a small percentage of women that's happening to, but it's such a tiny percentage of women. But the red pill, again, they hyper focus on these women, and then they play on guys who've had some sort of negative lived experiences with women, whether that's directly or indirectly, whether that's actually in a relationship or just getting rejected, or just observing the women around you, or just observing society that seems like they favor women over men, and they go, see, you experienced this, so it must be all women, and it's not, right? And then what happens in the feminism community or the girl boss community is like, well, you are the prize. And it's the same thing in a red pill community. Men, you are the prize. Women, you are the queen. It's the same type of lingo. And so now you have to have all these high standards. So you need a 6-foot guy, over 6 foot, making 6 figures and all these other perfect attributes in your man. And then you look for that and you can't find it, and so you just think all men are trash. And it's the same thing in red pill community. You need a woman who is submissive and docile, but she looks like an OnlyFans chick. She has a build-a body, but she's supernatural. She's the most attractive girl in the room, but she's also very humble. Like, building up these ideas, and you're not going to find that, so you think, well, it must be all women are destructive, all women are terrible, right? Instead of going for the regular schmegular around the way girl that may not be the most attractive, that might have a little bit of a pear body or a potato body or acne, right? She's not the OnlyFans girl. She doesn't look great on social media. She's not going to be the most attractive girl in your arm, but she carries all the morals and the values that you should be looking for in a woman. And it's the same thing for females. So what, your guy isn't over 6 foot tall? So what, he doesn't have the best body? So what, he doesn't make 6 figures, but he's going to be by your side during the thick and the thin. Our values in society is trash, and I've talked about this already. We have trash values, and then we look for trash values in other people. You have the red pill community telling men to build their lives up in a way where you're going to attract opportunists, and then they complain about opportunists. Make all this money, get all these material possessions so you can position yourself to get a certain type of women. With a certain type of women you're going to attract is the women who don't give a flying fuck about you, that cares about your things, that cares about your money. Yeah, they'll pop out a baby for you so they can be attached to your finances, but if something else better comes along, they're going to dump your ass and go go with the guy that has more, because they was never there for you. They were there for the things that you got. They were there for the things that you gained. Instead of teaching men to maybe work on their mental health, work on their body, to work on their lives, work on whatever, and so you are in a better headspace to know, to be able to recognize the type of woman you should be going after, right? And so I just think both groups, whether it's feminism, whether it's girl boss, you go queen world, whether it's the red pill community, I think they're both toxic. I think they're both destructive. I think all the heads of those groups know exactly what they're doing. They know they're leading both groups down a super dangerous road, but they're going to get money. They're going to get fame. Their platform is going to grow because they're being predatorial on other people's insecurities and fears and sadness and anger and resentment and all those things. And the easiest way to create a cult-like group is to tell those individuals exactly what they want to hear. It's not your fault. It's not you, it's the world. You're perfect. It's everybody else, right? It's like the 101 build a cult. kit, right? I don't think most of these leaders care about the people that they follow them. I think they're just telling them what they want to hear and that they're gaining fame and fortune out of it. Now, I do separate a little bit the red pill with the MGTOW, because I feel like the MGTOWs are usually older men who have very, very bad experiences in marriages and child court and divorce and alimony, and some of them have had their entire lives ruined. I can get why they want to go their own way, and sometimes I feel like that's maybe the best. Maybe not forever. Maybe you don't go your own way forever, but for a while, just focus on you. You make money, you're successful, you work in yourself, you work in your passions for you, not to peacock for some girl or some guy. But while working on you, you become mentally and emotionally healthy enough where you start to attract people like that. Your energy attracts what you put out. If you're about materialism, you're going to attract that. If you're about morals and values, then you're going to attract that, right? So you work on you so you can attract what you want. And hopefully you pray that God sends you someone that's perfect for you and your journey in life as a partner. But I just think both of these groups are dangerous and toxic on either side, right? Not everyone. There's definitely healthy parts of the manosphere. And the person that I just reacted to, he might not consider himself a part of the manosphere, but he talks a lot about how to be healthy as a man. And so for him, I like people like that because they teach and he interviews people to help men be healthy in all aspects of life without hyper focusing on, again, the worst type of women, right? What you hyper focus on is what you see. That is your world perspective. So if you hyper focus on the worst things ever, then that's all you're going to see. You're not going to notice the girl who may not look the best, but she will make an amazing girlfriend or amazing wife or amazing mother, because you're hyper focused on the Instagram thought that's not giving you any time of the day, right? So anyway, that's all I have to say about that. I do think that both of these groups are dangerous because I think they're both divisive. I do think the mainstream media usually just focus on the worst guys in the red pill or in the incel group or whatever, and it kind of make it seem like everybody. Most of those guys aren't necessarily dangerous, but I think they're less dangerous to society and more or less just destructive to themselves, because it's not going to help you have a happier life. Just like you see miserable feminists, they're going to be miserable red pill people. So do you listen to who you want to listen to, but in my opinion, none of these people really care about you. Both groups are destructive, and find a better role model. If people are just stuck in a negative mindset, this is probably not the person you should be listening to. But anyway, that's it, guys. Let me know what you think of this video, what I said, what he said. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the button to get the notifications when I do upload. All of that really does help with the algorithm, guys. And if you'd like to support this channel even further, you can donate. My PayPal link is in the description box below and also in the comment section. Of course, it helps, but you don't have to. You can just like, comment, and subscribe. Another great way to support this channel is either join my brand new membership program, different levels, different tiers, different perks, or you can visit my brand new merch shop. Links down below, and links to all of the alternative platforms I'm on, my socials, including my Odyssey, my Rumble, my Minds.com, my Discord, my Twitter, and all the links to all of my other YouTube channels is always in the links down below. And if you like, you can super thanks. I also have a second travel vlog channel. I travel as a lifestyle, or I live abroad. If you'd like to know where I am in the world, you can go in the description box below and also in the comment section. Hit the link, go subscribe to my travel vlog channel, and or follow me on my travel Instagram. My stories is usually what's most up to date. And you guys, have an amazing day. Bye.